We're Dan and Sarah. In the summer of 2022, we decided to finally take a leap and begin a dream we've had for a long time: to travel the world for a year. Our goals were simple: spend time with family and friends, see cool places, and have fun.
So we left our jobs, packed our apartment into storage, and pooled together a decade of savings, hotel credits, airline points, and began our adventure with a road trip across the USA. For 2 months, home became my two-door 2005 Honda Civic. This is part of that adventure. Welcome to Couped Up, our two-door tour across the country. After Buffalo and Niagara Falls, we spent 2 nights in Niagara-on-the-Lake, a small town on the southern shores of Lake Ontario known for its wine and theater scene. From there, we drove through Canada, crossing back into the U.S. near Detroit and continuing west until we reached Chicago, Illinois, about 8.5 hours later. We only had 2 nights in the Windy City, so we decided on a theme for this adventure: food. Our goal was to try as many Chicago staples as possible, and honestly, there's no better way to tour a city.
Well, we made it to our hotel in Chicago.
Woo!
And it has awesome views of the river, and we got a daily food and beverage credit, so we're about to go spend it on some martinis.
Happy Friday.
We went down to the hotel bar to enjoy our martinis before heading out on our 10-minute walk to dinner. What we found when we left the hotel was a very lively Chicago evening.
All right, we're walking through the city streets of Chicago. It is a madhouse here because it's Mexican Independence Day. There are Mexican flags everywhere on the streets. Traffic's backed up a mile, and horns are going crazy.
And something is about to happen in a minute, so we're gonna stick around and see what happens, but...
When you see a countdown clock on a building, you stop and wait.
What's happening?
Did the purge just start? So it turns out the building is called The Mart, the largest privately held commercial building in the United States. It houses offices from a variety of Chicago businesses like PayPal and Allstate. And the projections are part of a program called Art on the Mart, the largest digital art projection in the world. The theme for 2022 at Art on the Mart is celebrating a year of Chicago dance.
We eventually pulled ourselves away, realizing we were going to be late for our dinner reservation. I wish I could say this wasn't a regular occurrence, but anyone who knows us knows that we're pretty much always a few minutes late to everything. That said, we made it to dinner just a couple of minutes late, and what ensued was a truly decadent evening, thanks to my good friend Evan, who manages Beatnik and Good Funk. I'm about to have my first bite of caviar ever, and I'm a little nervous.
I don't deserve this.
Shout out to Evan, thank you so much.
Evan, you rock. And Griffin. Griffin behind the bar, killing it.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's amazing. It's like meaty. It tastes like ham.
That's incredible.
That's probably a bad taste, but it tastes like ham.
It doesn't taste like ham. Don't listen to her. It's incredible.
No, it tasted like ham. with fish. And it was good.
Well said.
And it was good. In hindsight, what I was trying to say about my first ever taste of caviar was that it was a savory umami bomb. That tiny taste packed so much flavor and completely blew my mind, as you can probably tell from my utter loss of words. My friend Evan continued to spoil us with treats at the bar before we headed back to our hotel through the fray that was somehow still only gaining momentum. The next morning, we decided to sleep in a little bit before we headed out to check off an experience that was heading the top of both of our Chicago bucket lists.
First ever Chicago dog. I made it by the book. Let me see if I can remember everything that's on it. So, poppy seed bun, tomatoes, yellow mustard, twice, chopped white onion, bright green dill radioactive looking relish, which I'm scared of, dill pickle,
Up next, designated hitter,
tomato, hot dog,
Jared
celery
Young.
sauce. Oh, hot peppers. That's really good. I like that.
We had an absolute blast at the game, and we even got to see the famous Wrigley Field Cup Snake, a creation made by Cubs fans stacking their empty beer cups one on top of another to create a massive serpentine-looking collection of cups. We just left Wrigley, and next up we're going to try Italian beef, which has been highly anticipated because we watched The Bear on Hulu and need one of these sandwiches.
Are we hungry? Absolutely not, but we gotta do it.
Well, apparently we weren't the only people enticed into trying the Chicago delicacy thanks to The Bear. News outlets reported sales surging to double and triple the norm for many shops in the days and weeks following the release of the popular TV series.
All right, we're at Al's Sandwich Shop. We're trying Italian beef for the first time. We got a wet Italian beef sandwich. Wet, which means they basically just put the meat in straight, don't shake off any of the sauce. We've also got it hot, so we've got hot giardiniera peppers and a bunch of other mixed veggies in here. And we're gonna see how it goes. A little spicy. I'm gonna give it an 8. I like it. Tastes amazing. Thinking maybe use some cheese, which we did not get on ours. And yeah, I don't know. It was more bready than I was hoping for, but delicious nonetheless. And excited to see what you think.
Okay, so this might be user error.
Could be. Could
Yeah.
be.
Going in.
I think this is too bready. It seems kind of soaked. All right. I guess I gotta get a full bite. I'm sure what you mean about the cheese. But I love the spicy, crunchy vegetables. And the beef itself is really tender and well seasoned. I think I'd give it a 9 out of 10, at least. Yeah, since we didn't know what we were doing. And we just showed up, and it's delicious.
After crushing our Italian beef sandwiches, there's a bit of a gap in the timeline, probably thanks to how full we were. But we spent the afternoon visiting my freshman year college roommate Gabe and slowly exploring the city on foot.
When we got back to the hotel, we decided to go check out the Rooftop Bar while we waited for our dinner to be ready to be picked up. We were told the bar had a great view of the city and it did not disappoint. But dinner kind of did. So this place told Dan that because he had to wait an extra hour for the food, they were going to give him free garlic bread. Not sure I would recommend takeout from La Briola.
All right, it took about an hour longer than planned, but we're doing deep dish to go in a hotel bed. Let's see how it goes.
Being from New York and having particular opinions about pizza, what do you think?
So it doesn't taste like New York pizza. It's more like pizza casserole, but it's still delicious.
Yeah. We're doing a little hotel picnic here. Mine is so heavy it like almost bends the plate. We're just gonna slide it to the edge.
You had an entire setup. How'd you spill?
Well, we were once again too full and too tired, so we didn't record an outro, but wow. Just wow. Chicago is an amazing place, with so much to offer, and that's coming from two people that barely scratched the surface. So we may have left Chicago, but we're now in Wisconsin, and the food tour continues. This has to be the most cheese I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, so what kind of cheeses did we try, and what did you think of them?
So we tried ludicrous sharp cheddar, which was insanely sharp. Sharpest cheese I've ever had. Honestly, way too much.
It made me pucker.
Yeah, didn't like that one very much. We had garlic pesto cheddar, which was amazing. It would be so good on like a pizza or something like that. Delicious. And then we had chocolate cheese. It was like cookie dough. It was kind of delicious. Honestly, it was surprising. I don't know why it was cheese, but if you're ever in Wisconsin, try the chocolate cheese.
Yeah. Come to Mouse House. Mouse House for the win.
Mouse House was tight.
Yeah.